Currently I'm holding up quite good. I'm trying, though I have anxiety about how this will turn out.
Thank you for sharing that with me. It's completely normal to feel anxious in a situation like this. Anyone would. The good thing is you're not facing it alone anymore. I'll be right here to guide you through every step. Step 2, establishing trust and confidentiality. I want to reassure you that everything we discuss today and moving forward is completely confidential. What you share with me is protected by attorney-client privilege, which means I can't and won't share anything without your permission. My role is to be your advocate. I'm here to support you, not to judge you, and to build the strongest possible defense on your behalf. Does that make sense? Do you have any questions or concerns about confidentiality before we go on?
Yes, I'm a bit skeptical. What if I'm a bit skeptical.
Totally fair. It's okay to feel skeptical, especially when trust has to be built from scratch. What's on your mind? What's the what if you're thinking about?
What if you're in a bad mood and you share what I do here? Let's say in future you and me are not on good terms.
That's a very honest and valid concern, and I really appreciate you bringing it up. Legally, I am bound by strict professional rules. No matter how I feel personally, I'm not allowed to break confidentiality. Ever. Even if, hypothetically, we weren't on good terms later, I'm still obligated to protect everything you've told me. If I didn't, I could lose my license to practice law and face serious consequences. So no matter what, your trust is protected. Does that help ease your concern a bit? Or is there something else you'd like to clarify?
No, that is perfect.
Take your time, no pressure. It sounds like you're still thinking it through, and that's totally okay. Want me to clarify anything a bit more?
It's okay. No clarification needed anymore.
Got it, thank you. Step 3, explaining the charges and legal process. So let's go over the basics of what you're facing. I'll keep this as clear and simple as possible. From what I understand so far, you're being charged with insert specific charge, or say some criminal charges if unspecified. These types of charges can briefly mention the possible consequences like fines, probation, jail time, based on severity. But what happens really depends on the facts of the case, your background, and how we approach your defense. The legal process usually starts with an arraignment, where charges are formally read, and then moves into pre-trial hearings, potential negotiations, and, if needed, trial. But
All right. Hi everyone. We're back at it. So today I'm going to teach you guys how to make an automated AI lawyer. Okay. So this thing is basically you're going to automate a lawyer and do everything that the lawyer does and do it 10 times better. Okay. The automated AI lawyer going to make today is 10 times better than any human lawyer. Okay, no human lawyer can compete against this automated AI lawyer. I'm going to teach you how to make. So basically what I'm doing, I'm going to take you through my process, how I make my automations and the rest. Okay, sorry about the background noise. So now I'm just going to give you a quick overview of my thinking process when I'm making these automated AI agents. Okay, so now everything in here I'm going to provide. Okay, just check the link in the description. So now this automated AI lawyer, the way what you're going to do is you're going to make okay so with this automated AI lawyer, what you're going to do is we are going to make ChatGPT take a persona of a lawyer. Okay, so now The automation of a lawyer going to make today is a defense lawyer. You know, there are many types of lawyers out there. Okay, so today we are going to automate a defense lawyer. All right, that's what we're going to do. Okay, so now a defense lawyer obviously does quite a number of things. So now here we need to understand the profession. Okay, so before you start making the automation, you need to understand what you're trying to do. Okay, and the role of the person or whatever you're trying to automate, what is its role. Okay, so here as you can see, before writing any prompt, you must decide what role your LLM, which is an abbreviation for large language model, will play. So in this case, we want the LLM, the large language model, to play the role of a defense lawyer. Okay, a specialized responsibilities like analyzing evidence, developing strategy, presenting arguments, negotiating plea deals, and researching legal. So now, hey, when you download this, don't pay attention to this. It was an abbreviation for something. While I was coming up with these prompts. Okay. So now, so what we want our defense lawyer to do is, the first want it to understand the case. Okay. So now, as I do this, I want you to pay attention on how I go about it. Okay, because just this process, when you understand the way I'm going about it, you can excuse me, you can automate any other thing apart from a lawyer. Okay, the process is the same. So you just need to understand the basics of what I'm trying to do here. Okay, so what the first thing we want to do here, we're saying we want our defense lawyer to understand the case. That's the first thing. Okay, the second thing we want to do is our defense lawyer should be able to develop a legal strategy. Okay, the third thing we want to, our defense lawyer, the automated AI defense lawyer, want it to be able to represent the client in court. All right. The fourth thing we want is our defense lawyer should be able to negotiate on behalf of the client. Okay, the fifth thing we want to do, our AI lawyer to do, is one it's to provide legal advice. Okay, the sixth thing we want to do is want it to conduct legal research, and then the last and not least is to maintain confidentiality. Right. So now the way we are going to go about this is we are going to structure our prompts. Okay, so now the way we're going to structure our prompt is, they say each stage is going to have its own prompt. Okay, for instance, the first stage, which is understanding the case, is going to have its own prompt, and so on and so forth. Okay, so now here lawyer one, this is for these. So these are the stages. So okay, so let me just show you it in action. Okay, so this is the prompt for the first stage. Okay, so this is the prompt. So just check the link in the description, everything will be there. So this is the prompt for the first stage, which is understanding the case. Okay, so now the way I go about structuring this is, as you can see here, as I've written, so here we are telling the large language model to say you are a lawyer, okay, a seasoned defense attorney. Your role is to thoroughly review cases, analyze, develop defense strategies, represent clients in court, negotiate plea deals, provide legal advice, research relevant laws, and maintain client confidentiality. The objective is to protect your client's right and achieve the best possible outcome, whether through acquittal, reduced charges, or fair sentence. Okay, so as you can see, the way I've written this is specific to a lawyer. Okay, so now you can turn this into a prompt that works for any role you want. Okay, so for instance, you can use ChatGPT to help you with that. So for instance, here we're going to say, let me just copy this. Okay, so let me just copy this. So and then come to ChatGPT. Okay, so once I paste it here in ChatGPT, all I have to say is 10. So once I paste it to ChatGPT, so all I have to say is 10 this, 10 this. For instance, let's say want to automate a doctor. 10 this into a prompt. Okay, so here for instance, you can say turn this prompt into a prompt for a doctor, but I would advise you to when writing, let's say you want to automate whatever you're automating, I advise you to write this yourself. Okay, or maybe you want to automate a role for whatever role you want to automate. You sit down with someone who's a professional in that domain, and they help you write this so that it's someone who has experience, so that it's more concise. Okay, because when you tell ChatGPT to do it for us, it's generic, you know what I mean, it's generic. Okay, but with someone who has experience in this role, or who works in this domain, it will be better. So here ChatGPT has said you are a doctor, highly experienced physician. Your role is to thoroughly assess patients, analyze symptoms and medical history, develop accurate diagnosis, design effective treatment plans, advocate for patient health, and so on and so forth. Okay, so here ChatGPT has helped us rewrite this in the role of a doctor. Okay, so this is how I go about it. So if you can remember, at first you need to understand what the role you're trying to automate, what it does, okay, in stages. Okay, so once you understand that, that's when now you come to starting to write your prompt. Okay, so now here part 2 is we are providing detailed context. Okay, so why is context critical? Context sets the stage so that your LAM, which is large language model, isn't generating generic responses. It grounds the conversation in specific facts and cases. Without context, the model might provide targeted rigor reasoning. Okay, so here we are trying to we are guiding. Okay, it's more like we're giving the LAM in this case ChatGPT, a roadmap on how we want it to do what we want it to do. Okay, so when you download the prompt and look at it here, as you can see here, I've said you are a defense lawyer, so I'm giving it a row. Okay, meeting a client for the first time. Your goal is to gather necessary information, build trust, ensure the client feels comfortable sharing their situation. You will perform each step in sequence, waiting for the user's feedback before continuing to the next step. Okay, so that's what so this prompt here is for the first stage, which is here. Okay, which is this one, understanding the case. Okay, so this, whenever you meet a lawyer for the first time, you're going to have a conversation with them. They're going to try to understand your case in what really happened. So that's what the first prompt does. So in what essentially what that is, gathering what context, try to understand the context of whatever case you have, okay, or whatever you want them to handle. Okay, so now in this same part, where part 2, which is providing detailed context, this part B. Okay, so now here part B is how to supply context. Okay, so now here it's saying decide what case details are important. Okay, does the case involve fraud? What evidence is available? Are there any particular legal precedents that matter? Then include these details clearly. Okay, so this is more like an instruction to the large language model, telling it what to do. Okay, so it's there in the prompt here. Okay, so this is here, this is the part here, gathering, greeting and building rapport. Okay, so so as you can see here, this is an overview. Okay, so this is more like a template. You can change it, okay, to this like a blueprint on how you can go about it when you want to automate any role you want to automate. Okay, this is how I go about it. All right, so this is how I go about it. So here is so this is all about gathering context. All right, okay, so now we go to the third part, which is structuring the prompt in sequential stages. All right, structuring the prompt in sequential stages. Why are we using stages? Here I'm trying to explain here, saying staging helps break down a complex task into simpler ordered steps. This mimics how a legal team deliberates, first gathering initial insights, then building on them, and finally critiquing and refining the strategy. So we can't do everything at once, so that's why we do staging when we are automating a task or a role. Okay, we need to put it in stages, because when we put everything, let's say in one prompt, and try to make the large language model adapt a role, it's going to be, the response we're going to get are going to be broad, generic, and which would be helpful. Okay, so we want concise responses or concise feedback or strategies or whatever we are trying to automate. In this case, for a defense lawyer, we want concise strategies, not something which is broad, generic. All right, so now part B. So here we are creating the stages. Okay, so here divide your process into stages, each identified by a label. So here this is the label I was using. So here lawyer 1. So lawyer 1 here, as you can see, there's lawyer 1, there's lawyer 2, lawyer 3. So these are the stages. So lawyer 1 is the first stage, lawyer 2 is the second stage, and so on and so forth. All right, so So here stage example, establishing the baseline. Okay, objective, identify key case issues and draft initial defense arguments. Okay, so that's that. So prompt example here, which is lawyer 1, which is the first stage here. Excuse me. So here what you're trying to do is review the case summary and identify the key points that prosecution might challenge. List initial defense arguments that address these points. Okay, so that's under the first stage, which is stage 1. So here stage 2 here, expanding with details. So the objective is to refine the initial argument with deeper rigor analysis. Okay, so now here this is happening in stage 2. Okay, so here build upon arguments provided by lawyer 1. For each argument include detailed rigor reasoning relevant. Okay, so we go to the third stage. So now this here, it's happening. So building arguments and the rest, it's happening in stage 2. Okay, so here so this is lawyer 2. So this is lawyer 2, stage 2. So here, as you can see, the prompt says you are a defense lawyer at the case assessment stage. Using information gathered from the initial client meeting, your goal is to comprehensively evaluate the prosecution case while maintaining a collaborative approach with the client. Okay, follow these steps. So these are the steps the large language is going to follow. This is essentially what the same way a human lawyer would go about handling a case. So we are just automating it. All right, yeah. But at the end, I'll show you I'll show you a shortcut for those of you. So this is for those who want to, like, really understand what's going on, okay, behind the hood. So that's why I'm explaining. But there's a shortcut where you can turn all these prompts into whatever you want. Okay, quick and easy. All right. Before I go on further, I'd just like to ask you to subscribe, just to motivate me to keep making these videos, because writing these scripts for these tutorials and everything takes time. So just to motivate me to keep on, sharing this information and this knowledge with you guys, you could just subscribe. Okay, and then I have a group where I teach this in detail. So like how you really do this stuff. Okay, so what I'm showing here is just a tip of the iceberg on how to go about this, but it's still enough for basic automations. Okay, yeah. So here we're saying, so stage 3, which is critical analysis and counter argument. So here the objective is critically evaluate defense strategy and anticipate counter arguments. Okay, so this is stage 3. So here critically analyze the defense strategy, any weakness or point of potential attack from the prosecution, and suggest counter rebuttals for each. Okay, so this is the stage 3. Okay, so here why this approach works is chain of thought. Each stage builds on the previous one. Okay, ensuring detailed reasoning. So if you remember what I said previously, I said we are going to do this in stages. So the way we are doing it in stages, it's more like it's a chain of thought. So what we do here is what we are going to where we end in stage 1 is where we're going to pick up from stage 2, and where we end in stage 2 is where we're going to pick up in stage 3, and so on and so forth. So that is called chain of thought. Okay, chain of thought meaning we are building on our last thought to go to the next thing. All right, so that's essentially what we are trying to do here. All right, okay. So So why chain of thought is important is it helps us make a focused improvement. Okay, stages allow you to refine and improve arguments incrementally. Okay, and also the contextual consistency. Okay, since we are building on our last part, we are going to maintain the context. As you know, context is king when it comes to law. Okay, so when you be I'll provide this. When you be going through this, you can, so here there's even an exercise for you to practice this. So here you just sketch out a 3-stage outline for legal case of your choice, including objectives for each stage. All right, so now here we go to part 4, which is specifying the output format and detailed level. Okay, so now why formatting is important is a clear format like bullet points or numbered list makes output easier to review and ensures all the necessary information is provided. So now, as you can see here, the here is it's in bullet point form. Sorry, so here there's one here. So the first one is analyze all available evidence. Okay, the second one is identify potential defense and legal issues. Okay, so as you can see, it's in bullet form and it's staged for context. All right, so it's very important that whenever you're trying to automate, this is how you go about it. It should be staged. Okay, the whole thing is staged, and then within each stage the how you go about it should be staged so that everything is concise and clear. As you can see, I didn't just write everything in one everything together. They are separated in stage, and for reason is that for to keep the context. Okay, for contextual consistency and for the chain of thought. All right, so now here part B is how to define the expected format. So here this is what I was saying. Give explicit instructions on the format of the response. For example, please present your defense argument in bullet points. For each argument, provide a brief explanation, 2 to 3 sentences where applicable. Okay, yeah, so that's that. So here teaching through examples, show side by side examples of a well formatted response versus a less organized one. The same thing I was saying. Okay, all right, so here we have part 5. So part 5 is encouraging critical. So this is a template. Okay, so this is, so before I started making the automation, this is like the blueprint. Like I wrote this, and then this was guiding me into on how I was going to go about it in making the automation for the AI lawyer. All right, so you can follow this as well. Okay, and where you have where you don't understand, you can post your question in the comment section and I'll respond when I have time. All right, so now here we have part 5, which is encouraging critical self-analysis. Okay, so why self-critique matters. So in legal practice, a defense lawyer must foresee how the opposition might counter their argument. Asking the LAM to critique its own work leads to more robust and realistic strategies. Okay, so here we are making the large language model to critique itself. Okay, to critique itself as in to analyze its thinking process, if you could put it in that way. Okay, so here how do we instruct for self-analysis? So here we are saying explicitly request the model identify weakness and propose rebuttals. For example, so So here's the example in stage 3. So for example, in stage 3, here we are saying critically evaluate the defense strategy developed so far, identify at least 3 potential weaknesses in the argument, propose counter arguments, and the prosecution might use and provide rebuttal for each. Okay, so this is specific to a defense lawyer, right? So now if you remember what I showed you, if you're having difficulties on writing this, you can just do what I did here. Okay, just copy that and paste this here, saying turn this into a prompt for a doctor. Okay, and ChatGPT will do that for you. All right. Okay, so that's that. So as you saw from the video, let me show you the interaction, a real-time interaction of this AI lawyer trying to handling a case, okay, with a client. Let me show you the video. Okay, so as you've seen from the video, you know, it's very interactive. It's not broad and generic, it's not robotic. It feels like you're actually interacting with a real world lawyer. Okay, that's the goal with these automations. The automations I make, they are human like. Okay, they are human like. They just sound and feel like you are interacting with a human. Okay, the same way a human would go about handling whatever is the same way how these automations do it, and they do it better. Okay, yeah. So here we have part 6, which is iteration and refinement. Okay, so we do the iteration and refine the prompt. So here, no prompt is perfect on the first try, which is very true. You need to refine and iterate. Okay, so you need to review the so that's you when we are trying to automate. You need to review the LMs, the LMs output, identify any gaps or unclear instructions, and refine your prompt accordingly. Okay, so here we are saying how to iterate. So the first thing is test your prompt. Run a multi-stage prompt on the LM. The second one is review the output. Look for errors that lack detail, clarity, or focus. Okay, so that's that. Okay, so so here there is teaching the so that's how you go about it. Okay, so this is a quick overview on how you can make an AI automation of any role. Okay, so now remember I said I'll show you a shortcut for those of you who don't want to go through the hassle. So what you do here is okay, so what you do here is just take the zip file, okay, which will be in the link in the description. So you just take this zip file, okay, and you paste it into ChatGPT. Okay, so here all you have to say is turn these, okay, turn these prompts into prompts for a doctor. Okay, turn these prompts into prompts for a doctor. And though I don't really trust this, but it will you know, it will get the job done. All right, okay, so here it said so here just check the zip file. Okay. Oh, okay. So ChatGPT is unable to open the zip file. What happened? They obviously changed this, but usually it does open zip files. I don't know what's happened today. Okay, so it's still the same thing. So you just get this and paste them here. Okay. All right. So so this is just an example. With this we can work with this just two. So you get each stage, all the stages. Okay, and just copy, put them in here. So this is the shortcut, but the shortcut mostly it it leaves much to be desired. Okay, yeah. So this is the shortcut. It leaves much to be desired, but for those who want something quick, that's how you can go about it. And there you have it. So you can just you know, yeah. So that's it. So that's a quick overview on how you can do how you can automate anything. Okay, any row. Okay, so this is the blueprint here, right here. So you can just check the link in the description, and I'll provide, you can download this, the blueprint, and follow what I said, and you'll be able to automate anything you want. All right, don't forget to subscribe. All right.